Hello, hello, my friends. AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink. Welcome back to my face and my card making space. And cards using more of the Simon Says Stamp March 2026 release. I'll have a link to the release in the description box below. And using shimmer powders. It's been a while since I've used them. I have an entire playlist with tons of videos using shimmer powders. I'll have that linked in the end screen at the end of the video if you want to check it out if you're curious. And then everything else I used, as always, will be listed and linked in the description box below the video. My links are affiliate links. That just means that if you click on one of my links and end up placing an order, I do get a little kickback from that at no extra cost to you. That is what helps, keeps the lights on, pays the bills, enables me to keep bringing out content. And yeah, let's get into making the cards. So I'm starting off with the Gerber Daisy background stamp. And I have my old go-to favorite, the Canson XL watercolor paper. I always just take the full packs, which are 9 by 12 inch sheets, cut them in half, and then cut them in half again. So I end up with panels that are about like 4.5 by 6 inches, which is perfect for cards. So I've got my watercolor paper, I've got my background stamp, I am lining things up in my MISTI, and then I am going to use my anti-static powder tool on the watercolor paper to help prevent the embossing powder from clinging to anything other than the stamped image. And then I am going to ink up this stamp and stamp it with clear embossing ink multiple times, because stamping on watercolor paper, there's the little bit of texture. This is a very, very detailed background stamp. There is a lot. And I also find that stamping multiple times just gives me all the detail without, you don't need to be doing like CPR on your stamps. If you start mushing your stamp too deep, you're going to lose some of the detail. And looks like nothing on camera for the most part. It looks like nothing in real life half the time. But that's why I tilt my MISTI up, is so I can see, whether or not I got everything stamped. And then once it's stamped, coat it with white embossing powder. I repeat on the second panel. Once they're both covered with the embossing powder, I'm going to melt it with my heat tool, which even when it's white on white and sort of boring, it's still fun. Who doesn't love melting embossing powder? So I'll melt it until it's just smooth and shiny, and making sure there's no little gritty areas, which you can just see right there on screen. Love it. So I tilt that in the light too, just to pick up, because if there's any of those like dull areas, because you'll see it in the light, that's where I'll, hit that with the heat tool to make sure it's melted, and then we're good to go. So once everything's melted, I am going to tape these panels down to a hardboard. My go-to little hardboard, that same thing. Been using this thing for a million years. And just low tack tape. So I'm just using painter's tape, Frog Tape Works, Altenew satin tape, just low tack tape. This just holds it in place because I'm going to be spraying a lot of water on these backgrounds. And in some of my other videos using shimmer powders, the watercolor that isn't taped down, it just curls up because of the water, and like everything's running off the edges. So tape everything down. I lay out my flour sack cloth because, again, I'm going to use a lot of water. And I went with some Lindy's magical powders. Been using these also for years. I have tons of them. I collect them. Anyway, this specifically is the Nantucket Pearls set. There are tons of sets. They're all fabulous. Some come in little shaker bottles now that are a little more a little taller, and they have little shakers on the top, or they come like this where it's just a pot with powder. So I lay them all out, and this is how it works best for me. So I've laid them all out with the lids next to them, because this collection, it's a little harder to tell, what color's what. And I was being fairly specific here. Sometimes I'm just winging it. Just throw the colors down, because no matter what, it's going to turn out pretty and it's fun. This time I was being very somewhat precise. But again, you can't fully control it, because you'll see if you've never worked with these before. But I was applying the color somewhat strategically. So I dip my dry fan brush. Everything's dry right now, just dry. I dip my fan brush in the powder, and then I'm just gently tapping it over the different areas, which, again, right now on camera, this looks like a whole lot of nothing. But then the magic's going to happen when I add the water. So I took my time and I added the color somewhat strategically. You always got to have an open mind with this, though. And then I was happy with this. You know, is what it is. You got to play with these. You got to experiment with it. And then sprayed with water. And I start by holding the water ball very high up. You don't want to blast water with all that powder sitting there because it will literally push the powder, right off the paper. So I start really high up and I just start with like kind of a light mist and then I just keep adding water. And now you can do whatever you want. Sometimes you just leave it and let it dry. I could have done that, but I was in the mood to muck. And I usually tell people, like, just leave it. Like, don't listen to me. Leave it. Let it do its thing. Like, if you muck with it. I was ignoring my own advice and I don't care. Honestly, I was really enjoying this. I really sped this up, but I took my time. But this is super, super sped up. But I just took my time with it. I took a paintbrush. It's very, very overloaded with water. But I was using a paintbrush and some paper towel just to soak up because I have like pools of water here and there. And I was using the paintbrush to just move the color to completely fill all of this because the embossing powder keeps things a little more contained. Like how I talk about how I like to watercolor, like heat emboss my images before I watercolor because it creates little bumper pads. That's also the beauty of using the shimmer powders like this because it does keep things contained so it doesn't turn into just one big muddy mess. And I was just taking a paintbrush just to fill everything in. I didn't really want any white space. And I just worked my way around, soaking up some of the excess, pushing the color a bit here and there. And then I walked away and let this dry. In fact, I let it dry overnight. And that's the difference, which is kind of crazy. I know. So this is 100% dry. I don't always do this, but I have a dry piece of paper towel and I'm just kind of buffing it over just to pick up because sometimes there'll be still little chunks of the dry powder left over. But this needs to be 100% dry before you do that because otherwise you're just going to smear, make a mess. So dry, buffed away the few little bits, and then we're good to go. So pulled off all the painter's tape, and then I've got these backgrounds. And I'll show at the very end with my flashlight, like there's that shimmer to this, and it's just fun. It's fun. And the funny thing is, like, I used all the colors in that Nantucket Pearls collection. What I was going for, or like what was in my head, was the more like lighter colors in the collection. I wasn't expecting that darker blue. And then I was like, and then I went with it, I pivoted. So to enhance that, I pulled out soft navy cardstock and I die cut these frames. These are the scallop arches frames. I like a lot. They're so cute. So I die cut those from soft navy cardstock and I layered a couple together just to give it a little extra oomph. And I die cut the backgrounds with the A2 arches wafer dies. Just all that shape. And then I'm going to adhere the frame to the background. Just gives it that cute little extra something. So layered those together with liquid glue, pop them onto these panels. And then these panels, once the frames were dry, I put Big Momma foam tape on and then pop these onto my card bases, which are also soft navy cardstock, top folding A2 note cards, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. And then of course I'm going to add splatter. You don't need to, it's up to personal preference. You guys know I love my splatter. So I put my cards into my splat box and I'm starting with the Pawsitively Perfect White splatter. So stir that up really, really well because all that pigment settles to the bottom. And then dip my fan brush in, add the splatter. I let that dry and then decided to add it just a smidge of black splatter as well because I love it. So same thing, stir this up. Be very careful with the black because it is ridiculously pigmented, will stain everything it comes in contact with. So stirred that up and then added just a bit. I didn't go crazy, but just a little bit of black splatter, So same thing, just dip my little fan brush in there and tap that over these card fronts, cleaned everything up, put the lid on that splatter, set it aside to dry. And then I took 2 more panels of just white cardstock and I'm stamping that background onto them with Simon's Morning Positively Saturated ink. It's just nice light blue ink. And then I die cut those with that same Arches wafer die. And then the sentiment is from the new CZ Design Thanks Mom stamp set. And I lined that up and I'm stamping that with the VersaFine Claire Nocturne ink. So I'll stamp that onto these panels, and then these will get adhered onto the insides of my cards. And then while the splatter was drying and off camera, I had white heat embossed sentiments from that same set onto the scraps of the soft navy cardstock that were left over from die cutting those frames. Because I tell y'all, I save all my scraps. I use them. They come in handy. So I had white heat embossed them, die cut them, and then use the scraps and die cut more layers to build dimension. And for this layer, for the grateful word, I adhered 2 pieces of the soft navy cardstock die cuts together, and then figured out where I wanted to place them on my card, and then cut part of this off so that I can put a gap behind the sentiment there, so that this will adhere nice and flush right over that little scallop frame. So adhere those to the back of the sentiment, and then I can pop this onto my card base, and then pop the little sub sentiment onto there as well, just like so. So then the sentiment is all nice and flush with that frame, and then that little for you sub sentiment just fits. It just fits. I like when that happens. So I did all of that, and then of course I used the Flourish Dragonfly Duo wafer dice. Perfection. No notes. So the wings I die cut from Simon's Shimmer Vellum, and because these dies pierce all that detail, it naturally curls the vellum. Like, I didn't do anything. This is how it came out of the die. Just curled up like that. Love. Love so much. So I adhered the wings together. The bodies I die cut from the same scraps of soft navy cardstock, and then adhered those as well. And then once those are assembled, I'm going to adhere these to my cards like that. And their wings are just perfection. And then my last little embellishment is I took some Stardust stickles and added it to just the bodies. I'd thought about adding some stickles to the wings as well, but the wings had all the piercing detail. They're already shimmery, and they're already just naturally curled because of the way vellum acts when you die cut it like that. So I left the stickles off, just the bodies. Just gives it that little extra something. So then I just got to let the stickles dry, and these cards are complete. So I'm going to turn my flashlight on to kind of give you guys a better look at like the glitter and the shimmer and the fabulousness. These were fun. Ugh. Yeah. Those magical powders, the shimmer powders, they're fun, y'all. They are fun to play with. I need to use them more. I need more hours in the day, like I always say. So, yeah. These were fun. I will have links to all the things in the description box below. Also link to Lindy's magical powders, because there's a ton. There are tons of colors. There's some, FYI, that say flat with the Lindy's brand specifically. If they say flat, those ones are matte. They don't have shimmer to them. Like, they're just really pretty, like kind of, they're still magical powders, but they're not shimmery. So just keep that in mind. All the other ones, shimmery, sparkly, you can't go wrong with any of them. So these are fun. Links are down below. I'll have links to the playlist and other videos in the end screen. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you all very soon in the next video. Bye. Thank you so much to my amazing Patreon supporters. For anyone that might be interested in joining my Patreon community and supporting me, the link to my Patreon is in the description box below the video. For everyone else, as always, thank you all so much for taking the time to watch my videos, for thumbs upping, commenting, subscribe if you haven't, I'd love to have you. And here's a couple other videos for you to check out in case you missed them. Bye!